Ludmila opened the refrigerator and couldn't believe her eyes. 2 pieces of meat were missing, although she distinctly remembered they were in the fridge. Ludmila always organized the groceries into bags, labeling them with what they were for. This time, she decided to make pancakes with meat and separately put the ground meat in the fridge, in a blue bag. But now, after rearranging the groceries 3 times, she noticed that a significant piece was missing. Her husband, Yevgeny, was watching TV in the room, and Ludmila asked him, "Listen, did you take the ground meat? I wanted to make pancakes with meat, but the meat package is missing. I've been looking for it for half an hour already." "Why would I need it?" her husband replied. "Never mind, don't worry, I'll manage on my own," Ludmila replied and began searching the freezer again, but there was no ground meat. "Okay," she thought, "then I'll make chicken breasts." But they were also missing. Clearly, someone was stealing the meat, but who? "Listen, did anyone come to visit us?" she asked her husband. "No, nobody came," Yevgeny replied. Strange, thought Ludmila, but she didn't have time to dwell on this question. After dressing up, she decided to go for a run and walk the dog at the same time. When she came home and went into the bathroom, she noticed that half of the blackcurrant shower gel she had bought was missing. "Yevgeny," she asked after the shower, "did you use my gel?" "Yes, I used a little, why?" "You poured out half of the bottle directly, we need to be more economical." "Oh, come on," her husband replied. Ludmila looked at the shampoo, half of the bottle was missing. It was very strange, Yevgeny usually didn't use women's shampoo, he couldn't stand sweet floral scents. It was very strange that he had used almost a new women's shampoo. Did he have a mistress? A week passed, and Ludmila began to notice that groceries were being stolen, all sorts of them. She didn't ask her husband because he wouldn't admit it anyway, and she couldn't figure out who else could be doing it. Her mother-in-law sometimes visited. But still, Ludmila decided to check her. Taking a photo of the freezer and shampoo before her arrival, Ludmila waited for her mother-in-law to leave. Mrs. Tatiana left quite quickly, and Ludmila decided to check if everything was in place. Checking, she couldn't believe her eyes, the ham was missing, the shampoo she liked to use was still at the bottom, and she had seen that half a bottle was left. How could the teacher do this? True, her eldest son sat on her neck, having served time for theft, he didn't work anywhere and didn't help her in any way. When Mrs. Tatiana came again, Ludmila asked her, "Mrs. Tatiana, why do you take our groceries without asking? Why didn't you ask what you needed? We would have given it to you. I wanted to make pancakes, but there's no ground meat. Roast chicken breast, again, nothing. Shampoos, shower gels, dishwashing detergents, everything disappears. Why are you doing this? I live poorly, you have everything, you're rolling in clover, and my Constantine can't find a job anywhere, so I have to help him." "Aren't you ashamed, dear?" replied Mrs. Tatiana. "Any job will be bad for Constantine, but you're doing wrong by stealing from your own grandson." "He's a man," Yevgeny replied, "and a man is responsible for his actions and deeds." "You're treating your brother harshly, I didn't expect such behavior from you, son. You're just rolling in clover, enjoying your own well-being. Well, poor Constantine, I hate you." And she left. Ludmila silently watched her go. Ludmila's first thought was not to let her mother-in-law into the house, but she decided differently. She simply decided to buy her a basket of what she had been stealing and put it by the door, along with a note. "From us to you, don't steal. If you need something, write." Mrs. Tatiana, of course, was offended and never came again. Constantine didn't even think about getting a job. She blamed the family of her eldest son, Yevgeny. She wasn't interested in her grandson, who was waiting for his grandmother, or her son. Only when Constantine went back to prison for theft did she come to visit with bitter tears, begging for forgiveness. After all, she remained completely alone, never understanding that everyone chooses their own way of life and their own actions.